Here we are, back at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. Great match here in the Predator Arena. U.S. Open 10 ball. I'm Jay Helford. Joining me, George Tejachea.
I got it right. He got it right.
All
right.
Okay.
Exciting second day of the U.S. Open 10-ball championships. We've got the premier match for you. This match leads into the hot seat match. The winner of this goes to the hot seat match. We got 24 players left, 4 on the winner's side, 20 on the one-loss side. And the other 2 players on the winner's side is Rodney Morris and John Mora. They've just started their match on another table. But you guys get to watch these top guns, and Jay's going to tell you all about it.
Well, this is a pretty good Final Four right here, George. I like it. And these are money matches now. They're players in 5th and 6th is where they're at. That's the Final Four on the winner's side, as you said, is guaranteed $1,500. But the winner here is playing the hot seat match, guaranteed top 3 for $4,000. So this little match is worth a smooth $2,500 right now.
Yeah, that smooth $2,500 turns into $8,000 if they win it. So yeah.
Our defending champion, Thorsten Holman, is out.
Oh wow. That happened last night's match, 8 o'clock match.
It was an interesting match. Thorsten was ahead 8-3 to Billy Thorpe, and the wheels fell off, and he ended up losing 10-8.
Wow, that's tough to lose 7 games in a row.
Well, he got a little careless a couple games, and Billy took advantage.
Well, these gentlemen won't get careless. They're here, and they're both focused Mosconi team members, and there are Mosconi Cup points at stake here. They're going to earn, the higher they finish, the higher the points. So Shane started off with a break, and it looks like he'll just proceed to run this out. Just come on down for the 3.
You know, I think the way they're doing the Mosconi Cup this year is the top 3 points getters are on the team, and then the next 2 are captain's picks for Mark Wilson.
Wow. I just know they're up there, and he got just perfect position on this ball to go to the 4. I mean, the angle was just pinpoint, and he'll slide up for the 5.
Well, you're looking at the man who's considered the premier pool player in the United States and has been for about 10 years, since he was Skyler's age. Shane's 33 years old, Skyler's 23 years old. And in the pool world, 10 years apart is a generation.
Wow, it is. And, you know, they're both coming up. The South Dakota kid here is looking at an easy run out from here. Well, I think he can just punch up for the 5, or is he drawing back? He's drawing back.
Pool players come from everywhere, George. Shane, as you mentioned, he's from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Skyler, Paducah, Kentucky.
That's right.
The home of Buddy Hall.
Everybody plays bank pool in Paducah or Kentucky. Yeah, he's making this look clinic. This is it's a thin cut, a little bit of inside English. Maybe go to the next rail, or will he come straight off? He's just going to come straight down. Okay.
I liked what Shane was doing right before the match, George. He was just rolling the cue ball up and down the table just to get that speed like that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what came up in the first rack and led to this easy 10 ball.
Shane's about 6 feet tall, so he can stretch out there pretty good.
Yeah, we've got 20 other players battling it out at the same time here. Had some great matches yesterday, and we'll look forward to some greater ones today.
Only the top 12 getting the money, so there's going to be some guys get eliminated today, go home empty, or of course they got the 8 ball starting in a couple days. I think last in the money, 9th through 12th, is worth $600, so that's basically you're making your expenses.
Yep, expenses are good to make. Profit is even better. Let's take a look at these gentlemen. Let's take a look at Skyler's route to this area. You got him playing his first match was Taylor Anderson. Next up was Jesse Smith, Oscar Dominguez.
Tough opponent.
Edgy Geronimo.
Good, 2 tough opponents there.
Shane, on the other hand, he's played Amar Kang.
Yeah.
Georgie would you pronounce his last name? Jorvi?
Yes.
Joriv. Tommy Tokoff.
Yeah.
And then Chad Shoulders.
Well, he's had a little easier path. I mean, Amar's a tough player, tough first round match.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, like Shane won his first match 10-4. Then won 10-7. Tommy Tokoff gave him, I think Tommy Tokoff a few years ago almost beat Shane.
Yeah, Tommy has continued to improve, too.
Yeah, he's living in Houston now, I believe. And it was a 10-5 match against Georgie. Mark Hang, Shane handled that at 10-6. While Skyler's path to almost a hot seat was at, Taylor Anderson 10-6, Jesse Smith 10-2, Oscar Dominguez 10-5. That's a good win there over Oscar at 10-5.
What about Edgy?
Edgy was 10-1.
Come on.
Edgy was 10-1.
Skyler was hot.
Oh wow. Or Edgy wasn't breaking well and not running out.
Now, are the other match on the winner's side, Moore and Rodney Morris, are they playing now?
They're playing now.
Oh,
they're playing at 10 o'clock. They're on table number 10.
And I think the two winners play back this afternoon at 5:30.
I believe so. It's table number 8, I'm sorry. So if you're in the arena, or if you're in the hotel, which you get to watch on Channel 25, I believe, for free, you can watch this match, and you can watch...
Wow, nice jump shot there, Skyler. I don't see a lot he can do with his 2-ball, though, other than play a safety. Shane's going to be a little careful about leaving Skyler any jump shots after that one.
I think they both jump extremely well. Now, these gentlemen have met before.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, they've had a couple of run-ins, and of course, they've been partners or team members on the Moscone team. And Skyler had a heck of a year last year, didn't he?
I think he was maybe
played
the top
look
player.
At this nice shot.
Yeah, he might have been the best player for USA last year.
He came through. He really came. Well, it was the young guns that came through for the Moscone Cup. Him and Justin Bergman, I believe.
Right. Justin's still in this tournament.
Yes.
He's toiling away on the loser side.
Yes, he is playing. Who is he playing? He's playing Shane McMinn.
Good
right
player.
Now. Yeah, well, we watch Skyler work here. The other matches going on right now on the one-loss side. You got Matt Edwards versus Alex Pagalayan. Billy Thorpe versus Vilmos Foldis. Kevin Guimond versus Rob Saez. Josh Roberts versus Georgie Eve. And then Mike DeShane versus Oscar Dominguez. Max Eberle versus Jesse Bowman.
A lot of good players over there. A lot of good players on the loser side. This is a strong field.
And then waiting for the winner of those matches, you have Jason Klatt, John Smith, Amar Kang, and Edgy Geronimo.
Wow. Wow. It's a murderer's row on the loser side.
They've got a tough row to hoe. Their work is not done.
Look at this little bitty jump cue Shane's got here.
It's got to be 40 inches.
Yeah, silver special. I haven't seen this one before. This is a new jump cue.
Yeah, call it the Silver Streak. I'm not sure
what's he got to do. He's got to jump like 3 balls here. Come on, are you kidding me? Can you do that, Shane? Oh, now he's going to his playing cue.
No, he's not jumping this ball.
He said, I can only jump 2 balls.
Well, he has to keep it in the air over the 3. We're looking at a 2-rail. Wow.
He wants to spin with extreme right English off the rail and hit that 2. It's almost like I think he's got to hit a half masse shot.
This is like he's going to have to. Wow. I see. There's a billiard shot if he goes to the head rail, side rail, down to the. Oh, forget it. It's a Z shot. 1 in a million.
Well, I think he'll jack up a little bit and try to masse this ball. Let's see. This one's going to put Shane to the test.
Yes, it is.
See? Oh, wow. He's doing
a test, and that's
it's almost a full masse.
Well, he's got to move that ball about 9 inches, almost 10. Yeah, not enough. Not quite
almost,
enough.
But not quite.
What's the old saying there? Almost, no cigar.
Yeah. Close, but no cigar.
Close, that's what it is. I came up one time, and someone told me where it came from, but I don't remember it. So it's ball in hand for Skyler.
What do they say? Close is good in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Well, he's going to be more than close here. It's pinpoint. Both these guys play pinpoint position.
Skyler like to get that first game on the board. You know what they say, George? The first and the last games are the hardest one to win. Thorsten found that out last night, man.
Yeah,
he could not get to that hill.
And most important, I think that first game is very important. For these guys, it doesn't. It's not as important. For amateur players, I think it's very important.
Right.
These guys their nerves are seasoned. It doesn't really bother them. Amateur players, they might start thinking negative thoughts.
Skyler doesn't waste any time with these balls.
No.
When you see a player, when you see a player going through a rack like that, where it's one practice shot and then shoot, that's a guy that's real good stroke.
Well, there's a few guys that two-stroke a ball. I mean, Rondy's one.
He's always played that way.
Mitch Ellerman.
Yeah.
Skyler's doing it.
Shane too.
Shane too. Yeah.
Well, you got to be in good stroke.
Yes.
The best of all was Earl. 1-2 shoot, 1-2 shoot, rack after rack.
I love Earl. I actually, a real quick story on Earl. I had him. I played him in Tucson. Played him some one pocket, and he actually came out to my house and played me at home. He spent an evening playing there.
You probably had a really good time.
I had a great time racking.
Yeah.
I mean, he tortured me.
Look at this break shot by Shane.
What a nice time we had. Nice break. Everything's spread. He's straight in on the one. This is wow.
Yeah.
This is what you call a road map. And now with navigation, it's so easy to maneuver.
The only thing he's really thinking about is how do I want to get from the 2 to the 3. Because the 3's in a little funny. I mean, the 2 and 3 are at diagonally opposite ends of the table.
Good way to put it. Very good way to put it. Is he going to go to the side, back to the right side, and down?
Yeah, I think so. Left, right,
and down.
Perfect.
Perfect.
You notice how that cue
Pinpoint
ball
shape.
falls off the second rail? It comes off a little bit funny. It's almost like a soft rail. The second rail doesn't open. Well, on all those kind of shots, what I noticed yesterday is when they come off the second rail, it's kind of like the angle doesn't look right. You've got to overcompensate.
And
we'll see it today.
Yeah, we'll see it more. I think Freddie and I were talking about that yesterday, especially right around the side pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Within the first diamond of the side pocket,
Right.
both sides.
You think they're going to come off longer, and they don't. They
Right.
just kind of die off that second rail.
Well, that one opened up real nice, but it really opened up the rack for him, and he'll make quick work of this. That took, 2 minutes?
Not even. It took him 2 minutes to figure out the first shot.
Yeah.
That was all.
Yeah. Well, that was a Z shot, and I mean, he hit it with pinpoint accuracy. I keep using that word. It keeps coming up because he keeps doing it. I mean, it's like he's got it like on a laser. He's got that cue ball just so trained.
Got his right arm pretty well trained, too.
Well, it only hits about 100,000 shots a day. Maybe not quite that many, but he was in here practicing at 9 o'clock.
Every great player I've seen down through the years, George, is usually the first one to come to the pool room in the morning and the last one to leave at night.
That's right.
The guys that hit the most balls. I've had Shane visit my house. I've had Dennis Arculio visit my house. I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to the sound of pool balls clicking, which I like that sound.
To tell you the truth, that's one of the first things. I get up and have a cup of coffee, and I'll hit some balls. Of course, you don't get to play in underwear and barefoot very often. That side, get that.
You must have seen me at home.
Get that side out of your mind. Wow, what a picture! Let's see this break from Skyler. See how hard he snaps him.
Hand on the rail.
Nice. Look at the cue ball. Jumped back, perfect, and stopped.
You know, that's kind of a new thing. I remember last year at this tournament, I didn't see all the players with their hand on the rail. They had their hand out on the table like they would on a 9-foot table. And now it's almost like when one guy learns something, all the rest copy him.
I feel it's easier to break with the hand on the rail playing 10 ball on the 7-foot table, not on the 9-foot.
Well, it must be because I'd say a good 80% of the players are breaking with their hand on the rail, although we did see players yesterday with their hand out on the table. You know, I kind of get a sense in this match, George, that it's going to come down to 1 game and 1 mistake will be the turning point of this whole match.
Yeah, you know, it could be 1 game, 1 mistake, and possibly a good roll.
Possibly a good roll.
You know, it makes all the difference because if they continue to break the way we just saw, they're going to just trade racks.
Look at this shot. He's straight up in the air with his cue stick. Wow.
And
he held that ball nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard shot to control.
It is. Elevation that high is just very hard to control.
You know, they're making it look real easy right now, but I guarantee you there's going to be a game where there's going to be some difficult things come up.
Yeah.
It will happen. Balls are going to get tied up.
Part of the reason they're making it look easy is the balls are broken wide open. They're clean. The table's clean. And they're breaking fantastic. You know, they got to give the players their due. They're doing it right, and the equipment just facilitates that.
Kind of reminds me of bowling with 2 real good bowlers. They throw strike after strike, and all of a sudden there's a 7-10 split. Let's see who's going to have to face that 7-10 split.
Yeah.
So far, neither guy's had a problem.
Yep, and we're tied.
It won't go on like that all day.
Now look at the Fargo percentages down on the bottom there, 83 and 17.
I'm sorry, I don't refer to that too much anymore because there's no way Shane can be a 5-1 favorite in this match right now.
And I totally agree. But Fargo looks at it this way: Shane has a rating of 823, and Skyler's is 773, 50 points difference.
That's all well and good, but I'm a gambler at pool. And I'll tell you what. You give me 3-1, and I'm going to take the underdog in this match.
I'm with you. With odds, I'm taking Skyler. But you'll bet higher than I will, so we're okay.
I won't bet a match the whole tournament. Not while I'm working. I don't bet.
Yeah. You know, it's one of the things I've noticed about working these tournaments is I haven't had a favorite in any of the matches. I just but I've been watching some fantastic pool. I've been watching these guys break the balls. I mean, just so well, and just we saw some great shots from Justin, from some safeties, some kick shots to get out of a jail sentence.
Oh, that one shot!
Oh.
Justin made the kick shot of the century.
Oh my, yeah, that
3-rail
kick.
Yeah.
Yep.
And lost the match.
But he lost it. But he put himself in a position to win.
Yeah.
He had a chance to win it. They went hill. He was trailing.
He made a mental error in the last game.
Yes.
It was on this TV table, and if you were watching, you saw, and he was very dejected. He knew he made a bad mistake.
Yeah. But these guys are just plugging away. This is the toughest we've seen here. He's got a fairly easy shot on the one ball, but he's got to get on. He's got to do something with the deuce. He's got no way to get to it.
Well, he'll figure out something. I think he'd like to try to slide under that 6 ball.
Yes.
And come around. See where the cue ball is
2
now?
rails.
He could, if he could get the cue ball back where it is now in the same area, he could shoot the 2 down in the corner.
You think he'll try to break it out?
Well, we'll see.
It looks like he's going to go 2 rails at the 2 ball.
Let's see.
No, he went where?
Oh boy, he got behind it all right, way behind it.
Yeah.
Well, here you go.
Got under it too.
Here you go. This could be a turning point in the match right here.
Yep. This is the first break opportunity.
Shane shakes
for
his head
the other
in
player.
disgust.
It doesn't. It's not. It's tight.
Skyler would
Follow
just roll
straight up.
forward, shoot the 4 down in the corner.
Bring it back just there for the 5. Wow. It lays out real nice.
He's going to have to draw this ball back and shoot the 5 in the side because he's got no angle here.
He'll get that cue ball right where it is now. Or back a little more.
He went farther than he wanted.
Yeah.
He would have liked it right where it was.
Yeah. Clean balls, clean cloth, draws nice.
Yeah. He overdrew the ball by about 6 inches.
He used the A ball to position his cue ball.
Well,
Keep
he
it
made
from
the rack
rolling away.
he made the rack a little bit harder.
Mm.
I don't really see him having a problem if he cuts this ball in.
Anything can happen. Like coming down too far, but he didn't. He just came down just perfect. Come straight across for the 9 on the side. Stop it for the 10 ball, and we're good.
Skyler quickly takes advantage of that error by Shane.
Mm-hmm. Ball in hand can be deadly. Depends if you're the one getting it or you're the one giving it up.
Skyler's
Takes
in
the lead and the break.
Yeah. He has the advantage now. Let's see what this Fargo rating changes to, although I'm not going to refer to it that much today. I'm sorry. I like the Fargo ratings, but I don't agree with this thing we're seeing now. So now Skyler is almost a 2-1 underdog, and he's ahead in the match.
But keep in mind that this is just based on numbers and percentages. It's not. It doesn't take into account a guy's heart, ability. Well, I guess his ability is taken into account because of what he's rated.
Mental state of mind.
But the mental state of mind at the time, it just you can't count that out.
Pool isn't all about numbers. Let me tell you.
Exactly. There's a lot of other variables. There's a lot of other variables that come into play. I mean, table conditions. In pool rooms, there's humidity. But right here, we're playing under perfect conditions. I mean, we've got the best lighting. We've got the best table. Equipment is cleaned.
You've even got the best players.
You got it.
There you go. Well, we agree.
That's right.
Now, meanwhile, this is not the best break by Skyler.
And he's got a hard way to go here. He really is he going to try to come up against this? I'm not sure what he's doing here.
He's trying. Well, he's ducking right here. He's going to try to put the cue ball.
He's going to try to beat
right
that.
On.
Oh, that's what I thought he was going to do, and he did it.
That was a very creative safety.
Yep.
He used that 2-ball and 6-ball to create a safety that I'll tell you what, I didn't see exactly what he was. I thought he was going above it.
I actually saw it because he couldn't get down by the 10-9, but I mean, you have to hit that so perfect to hit the deuce and stick behind the 6.
Nice camera work there. I love that.
That's perfect.
I mean, it's beautiful. You see Shane is dead hooked. He's got I don't know about going to the rail. And this is another Massey shot.
Mm-hmm. Well, the tough thing about Massey shots on this table is this cloth is still fairly new. It doesn't grab enough. Grabbed enough there, though, didn't it?
He got it.
And he did a good job with it.
That's all he wanted to do.
I think he's going to go down below that 10 now with the cue ball. He's going to come off. He's probably going to come off the right side of it and come down to the lower part of the pocket of the table behind this 10.
Yeah, Skyler's not done playing safe.
Mm-hmm.
He's got another good one coming.
Now, will he get up against the 10? If he gets up against the 10, he's in jail. See, right there, he still has an opportunity to hit the ball. But up against the 10, he would have been in jail.
Well, that's no bargain right there.
No, that's no bargain at all. He might jump this. Or he might, the kick is there, too. And the kick, actually, a kick to a safety works right off the
if he goes past the 4-ball, he's going to have to use quite a bit of left English to spin into the 1. That's what he'd like to do. I mean, he wishes that 4 wasn't in his way, but he can get around it. He knows that. He's got 2 ways to go, as you said. Here comes the jump cue.
Yep.
Let's see if the silver streak. Yeah, it's the little silver streak.
Yeah, he's calling the ball. He's calling the ball one rail across. Oh.
That was the referee, John Lehman, checking to see if that 6-ball is frozen to the rail, although I don't think it's going to come into play.
No, he just checked that in case he kicked the ball and the 1 ball goes to the 6 and doesn't get a rail.
Yeah, but that's not what
he's not
doing.
Playing. No, he's banking the ball across the table.
And if he hit the 6 first, it'd be a foul anyway.
Correct.
So.
Good job. Camera guys do a great job. You got Tim and John out there right now.
We got our guy Vince switching cameras, and he's doing a great. We got a good crew here. I think the weak link is the commentators.
Well, thanks for pointing that out.
Me included.
That's very humble of you.
George, I've been doing this a long time, and I'll tell you what. As you were referring to earlier, I enjoy watching great players.
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite.
This is my first time doing the Nationals. I mean, I do local stuff in Arizona, but what a treat this has been.
I've been really fortunate to see the best players in the world, and I enjoyed as much today as I did many, many years ago when I started.
Nice shot. Don't hit the 4 and you might get safe.
Well, he did the most important thing is he hit the ball, and he made a good shot. Skyler probably will play this combination, I think, the 1-3, which is not an easy combo. Maybe not.
No, it's not.
Let's see. He's going to call the 3. This is call shot. You can't luck a ball in and keep shooting.
I actually like, there's a shot here I kind of like, is to hit the 3 ball, like you're 3-railing it to the corner pocket and follow the cue ball behind the 10.
Hit the 3, you mean
hit the 1, I'm sorry. Hit
safe.
the 1 and kind of draw over behind the 10, yeah, and play safe.
He may be doing that. He may be doing that. I didn't see
He's
him
playing
call
the combo.
ball.
I think he's playing the combo.
Did he call it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. And he made
Called it and made it.
The
10 ball get him?
Yeah, but he can go rail first.
yeah.
I think he can go to the end rail and slide up and make that 1.
Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, if it doesn't go straight in, he'll go off the rail.
See
That's
that?
what he's
See
looking
where he's
at.
pointing his cue? You know, I'll tell you on this shot, you got to hit pretty close to the 1 ball here. You don't want to hit too far behind it.
That's going to slide, so you do want to hit way over there. Yeah.
Okay, boy.
Yeah.
Good call,
the
George.
newer
Good
cloth.
call. Good call.
And as that cloth breaks in, then you want to get closer because it's going to come off sharper.
You see Skyler shake his head. The cue ball got jammed up on top of the 7. The 2 ball's easy, but it's a little tricky to get on this 4 ball now.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it goes to the lower left-hand corner, so he's going to want to punch it over, but it's tough to with the 7 ball there.
This is the toughest rack we've seen so far in the match.
Did he spin it
He
enough?
came out good.
Oh, he came out to the side. He didn't try to travel his cue ball, try to get to a location that was almost impossible. He just he played the lay of the land. Table laid this way, and that's how he played it.
Well, what Buddy Hall always said, just play natural running English if you can.
Great job. And he'll take a 2-game lead here.
Looks like he's going to get out from a very tough spot.
Yes, yes.
Skyler hasn't flinched yet.
Well, he played the safeties to get him there. Yeah, the safety play there, those 2 safeties in a row that he played.
That's a pretty nice combination he made on the 3, I'll tell you.
Well, the combination was great, but that one safety where he got behind the 6 was excellent.
Yeah, I like that first safety.
2-game lead. Now, remember, keep in mind that the winner of this goes into the hot seat match next at, I guess, right after this, right? Do they play right away?
Yeah,
No.
if you weren't tuned into the... No, it's not till 5:30
not till
this
5:30,
afternoon.
right.
It's a couple matches down. But if you didn't tune in earlier, Rodney Morris and John Mora are also playing at the same time. The winner of this match will play the winner of Morris and Mora at 5:30. You don't want to miss that match.
Oh, no. That'll be a great match. And guess what? I get to commentate that one.
Really?
Yes.
I wonder who's the lucky guy who gets to commentate with you.
You.
Wow. This is my good day.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to commentating some a Rodney match. And John Mora, I don't think I've ever seen him play.
Oh.
I haven't seen most. This is the first time I see Skyler live. I've seen Shane play on live stream. You know,
John is another great young player. Oh, how I'd like to get him on the Moscone Cup team. Let me tell you. I'm lobbying for
Canada.
For it to become North America
Yeah.
versus Europe, which would be more equitable in my opinion, because we could then get Alex Pakalayan and John Mora. How strong would our team be?
No, but would Alex play for the USA?
He's a Canadian citizen.
Okay. My question still remains: would he play for the USA? Because I believe the Filipinos are lobbying to get their own team and get into it.
Yeah, but they're not going to. That's not going to be Moscone Cup. That'll be
Okay.
another competition.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Shane, look at these 3 balls locked up together: the 4, 5, and the 1.
Well, the good thing is it all gets broken up here. The bad thing is he's got to find some way to break it up and benefit from it.
It kind of looks like a trick shot, doesn't it?
Suggestions?
Yeah, if Minnesota Fats was here, he'd figure out a way to make all 3 in one shot.
The 1 ball might go off the 5 in the side. After that when we just saw that angle right there. See how it might go?
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to play something like that. He's going to duck off the bottom of the 1
and get on top of the 4.
Maybe just try to put the 1 put the 4 and 5 between the cue ball.
Yeah, just don't scratch.
Yeah, he's worried.
It's going right. Well, it's going right at it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going right at it.
He's got to draw the cue ball just a little bit.
I actually like him moving just the way he was aiming a second ago.
To me,
hitting the head rail and laying up against the 4, because the 4 is going to move in that direction.
To me, George, this is the beauty of pool. You're seeing a shot that has never been shot before and will never be shot again.
And it changes every game. Now up against the 4.
How good did he hit that?
Perfect.
How good did he hit that? Nice little safety. Didn't look like he did much, but you had to figure it out.
And he had 3 moving pieces.
Unlike bowling, in pool, every game is different. There is no 2 games that are the same.
Unlike golf, too. Well, golf is kind of that way, but, you know, the course lays the same way all the time.
Well, golf and pool are most closely related. He's
In
got to make a
mindset,
good hit here. Got to make a good hit. He did. He did.
and you need good course management. He's got a shot. Looks like it goes right by. Should not be a problem.
Yeah, no, he can see it. He can see the 1 ball. That's the 2 ball laying right in the jaws of the side pocket.
And he's going to pluck it right into the jaws. Get to the 4. Now
I think he'll just roll forward slowly.
Now, will he play the 5 ball in the same pocket or play the 5 ball in the lower right-hand corner pocket? Let's see how he handles this.
No, I think he's going to come back across the table and shoot the 5 in the same pocket as the 4. I've been wrong before, though.
Oh, no, I just wondered how he would do this. You're traveling the cue ball 7 feet.
He made it look easy. Hey, after all, he is Shane Van Boening. His name is magical in American pool circles. He's been the dominant player in this country for the last 10 years. Do you know he's been winning an average of 7 to 8 tournaments a year in the United States?
Wow.
And I'm talking about tournaments
Big
like
ones.
this, big ones.
Big ones. Yeah.
Nobody else is even close.
Well, I don't know. I looked at Skyler's history this year so far, and he's got quite the.
Right.
Well, let me see if I can take a look at that real quick, and I'll give you a little tidbit of information. Skyler Woodward, AZ in Billiards. Let's see. He won the Chinook wins for $10,000. He won what's the MCC 2016 Open Division for $4,000.
DCC.
MCC.
Oh, MCC?
Yep.
I'm not sure what that is.
He won the 2nd Texas 10-ball championship for $1,000. Then he was 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 29th in DCC.
So he's in the midst of it every
He's
one.
made 20 according to AZ Money Leaderboard. He's made $20,700 and is rated 13th.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the South Dakota kid. Well, he's 7th on the Money Leaderboard, and he won DCC in the 9-ball division for $16,000. He won the Wyoming Open Masters in Saratoga. The Wyoming 8-ball Wyoming Open. Then he was 2nd at DCC 10-ball challenge, the Break Room 8-ball classic, 2nd. SB Players Championship, 2nd. AccuStats Make It Happen 1 pocket, 2nd. Master of the Table at DCC, 2nd. One pocket division,
places.
9th. Andy Mercer, 9th.
Not a good year for Shane, really.
No.
His probably his
3 first,
his
4
worst,
seconds.
This
5
is
seconds.
probably his worst year in at least 8 or 9 years. I'm going to share with you real quickly as we watch this beautiful break by Skyler. Look at this break shot. Dennis Arcooli is a good friend of mine, and he's been traveling in this country for the last 3 months, playing in all these tournaments with these top players. He made this observation to me. He said, Jay, there's 8 or 10 players now that all play about the same in the United States. He said, Shane will not be the dominant player anymore.
He's got a lot of competition, and
Yeah.
the best way to mix it up is to get players along the same at the same level. Sometimes you'll have, like in some areas, you'll have a pro that dominates the area, and as we have in the United States for the past, like you said, 10 years. But when you mix in other players, now they got somebody to put this guy over in the losers bracket once in a while.
Well, these young guys like John Moore and Skyler Woodward are not afraid of Shane.
No. I don't think they're afraid of anybody because they get up and play just as well.
Boy, look at how this ball's rolling. Look
And
at
it's
how
going to
that
roll
ball
right in
rolled.
the drink.
Look at that. Wow. You know what? He didn't think it looked like it was going to be okay. It was going to hit the rail, and then it kind of kept drifting towards that pocket.
That attests to a very good stroke he put on that ball.
Well, this is a big turnaround in the match.
Yep. That's his mistake. First one.
He didn't really hit it bad, though.
No. But that stroke brought it all the way down. Because we
mean,
haven't seen the table rolled in any way, so that the table had nothing to do with that. It was all stroke. He's still shaking his head about it.
Yeah, well, you know, players know when they made a bad shot,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't know that. He didn't think he made a bad shot there.
No, he didn't. He's thinking the table must roll faster that direction.
Meanwhile,
And we haven't seen that at all, so.
well,
No.
Shane got a little funny here.
He'll bump the 10 ball right in front of the pocket. And he might. He doesn't want to call it because he has to call the 9. Now, if he makes the 10 ball in the same shot, does it spot?
No, it would count.
It would count?
Yeah, if he makes the 9.
No, if he makes, he's got to play the 9, and he's got to call the 10, so you can't call them both.
No, if he makes the 9 and the 10 goes in, it would count.
I don't think so. I think it spots. Pretty sure it
we'll
spots.
Find out. You know what? I'm going to ask John Lehman. Notice how he hit that. He bumped it. Why did he bump it so hard? Now he's got a little bit of a tough shot here. If there's a break in the match, we're going to inquire about that. But as far as I know, if it's the last 2 balls on the table, it would count. I may be wrong. Yeah, good question, George.
Yep. Yeah, now we're calling everything, so I'm 99.99% sure.
Well, it's that 1/100th of a point that you might be wrong.
Betting dinner, are you? He's back cutting it. He's going to the left side.
Good camera work. Perfect.
Perfect shot.
We're tied. 4 games apiece.
And only, I would say, 1 error by both players so far.
George, you are correct. You win the grand prize of the day. I got a bagel for you.
I already had one.
Okay.
I actually was able to put some of that cream cheese in the strawberry and the regular one.
That was very interesting. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, well, it comes up. It doesn't come up very often, but
it could have come up right there.
It was laying perfect.
Yeah,
it was laying perfect
for
for making it. I mean, it could have easily gone in. And look at
this.
this. Look
bad
at this.
Kick there by the 2
that
ball.
Got herded in, set up, and slammed.
It looked for a moment like he's going to have a nice little easy shot on the 1 ball, and the 2 came in and
it was
changed
amazing.
Everything.
Yeah, it was amazing how the 2 balls just kind of clustered in on it and just herded it right in the pocket. Shane's shaking his head. How can that? What's up with that? Well, what's up with it is this pool. Things happen.
Well, Skyler's got renewed energy now.
Yeah.
He was down in the dumps after that scratch, but
well, some of the intangibles in pool right there. Stuff you just can't figure into the mix. And a shot like that can cost you the match. In a short race, it'll cost you the match. In this longer race, it'll probably even out, as we have already seen with the error by each player.
I wonder if the 5 goes in the side here. Let's see. Or is he playing a billiard on the? He must be. He's playing the 5 in the corner
correct.
And the 9 at the same time. Now the 9, I think, will stay down if it goes in.
It'll stay down, but it'll stay down. Had he missed the 5 and made the 9, no, he doesn't get it.
Right.
But looks like he'll make short work of this. Over and back.
Skyler doesn't waste any time getting down, does he?
Well, the balls aren't going to move or go anywhere, so might as well just shoot them in. Coming back.
Straight back. Like that. And just like that, Skyler Woodward goes back in the lead. We got a good match here.
Oh, we had a good match when it started. We knew it. But it's getting better. They're both making it very interesting because they're both playing exceptionally well. 1 error, I would say, if you can even call it an error.
You know what I'd like to see, George? This is my little fantasy of the day. I'd love to see where we had 2 tables side by side. We've got cameras on both, and we'd be watching Morris and Moore at the same time, like in golf where they switch back and forth from hole to hole.
That would be nice. That would be awesome.
All right. Hey, Ozzy, are you listening? I'm going to make it tough on these guys.
Maybe it'd make it tough on us to commentate that, to going back and forth. But It's easy to speak to because it's it's all right there on the screen in front of us.
Hey, I can fantasize.
That's right. Well, if I'm going to have fantasies, it's not going to be about 2 other pool players. That's for darn sure.
You're younger than me.
Nice break.
Well, he got a bad kick on the cue ball also.
Yes, he got kicked down. He's been stopping in dead center of the table. That one kind of jumped up and came over to the right side of the table.
He's not going to rush his stroke on this one. He's going to take some time on this one ball.
This is a tough shot. He's going to have to cut that ball to the right-hand corner pocket and come back down for the 2 ball in the same pocket.
Key shot of the game right here.
Big.
If he makes this, he will be on the 2. Why?
And he makes it and uses the 9 ball to get nice close shape on the 2.
Shane relocates himself in the chair. He said, God, I thought he might miss 1 ball for me.
After working for Wrigley for 34 years, I'm going to have to ask Shane what kind of gum he's chewing. It better be Wrigley's.
Skyler's not happy because he's straight in, and you can see a 3 all the way down table. He's got a problem getting on this 3 ball, and he knows it. He's got to be real careful.
He's straight in.
Yeah.
So he's straight in on the deuce. Yeah, he does have a problem.
You see what he's thinking about? He's going to draw the cue ball right into the 9 and then take that cut shot.
Well, he better be fully, and I'm sure he's fully aware there's a side pocket right next to that 3 ball. And
you mean next to the 9 ball?
Next to the 9 ball, and he's shooting the ball diagonally, and it leads right to the pocket. But he came right into the 9 ball, just like you called it.
Well, it's not easy, though, because you see with that angle, even if he makes the 3, the cue ball is going to run into the 10 ball.
Yeah, he'll go around the 10. He'll use left English and probably slide over to the other rail.
I don't know how well he can control this shot. This is a very thin cut on the 3.
Mm-hmm.
He could end up anywhere on the 5 ball here.
Might bump it.
I think he wants to go to the right towards the 9 ball. Because at least he'll keep the 5 in play. He doesn't want to hit the 10 ball here.
He was looking at it, and he was undecided. Now he's looking at it. Do I want to just bump it?
That's not a bad move, because, listen, if he bumps the 5 ball, it's into an open area of the table.
Yeah, but if he bumps the 5 ball, he could catch a piece of the 10, and there's a side pocket right over there. I'm sold.
You're sold on that side pocket, George.
I'm sold. I'm not sold. I'm definitely afraid of him.
If he comes off the edge.
I'm afraid of him because you lose the cue ball there quite a bit.
Let's see.
And then if you hit it perfect, now you're stuck with the bank.
Yeah, he's got
and
no
that's
bank here.
Not banking, no. That's not
he's
banking.
He's got no bank here.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. Anything can happen. Cutting that 3 ball in, anything can happen there. You've got very little control of the cue ball.
Anytime you're bumping balls, anything can happen.
Now what's he going to do? This is a dilemma.
Look at the look. Look at the look in Shane's eyes.
Those are daggers. He's staring daggers.
What are you doing,
at him.
buddy? Come on. What are you going to do?
Yeah, right.
What are you doing, kid?
Yeah, I'm going to challenge you, man. I'm going to challenge you.
That's exactly what gunfighters used to look at when they meet on the street. Is they just watch those eyes.
Thank God
that was
ain't
a good
life
view.
and death.
Yeah, that's right. Because regardless of what happens in this match, they'll come back and play another match later today.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah,
these guys are undefeated, so the loser here is still in the tournament.
He is still staring him down. He is still looking at Skyler. He's watching his every move. Now he's pulling an Efren move and he's scratching his head.
And tugging his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
He learned that from Efren too.
Well, if you're going to emulate somebody, that's quite a role model.
I'll tell you what.
Look at this shot. Did he call that? It didn't go in.
No, he was playing safe, but
okay.
He almost made a really good safety there,
mm-hmm.
but Shane can see the 5. It's a little tricky because he's long and fairly straight.
Yeah.
If he's not careful here, he could follow the cue ball in the pocket.
I think he goes rail first.
Well, there ain't much rail there to go first. He's got to make sure that cue ball stays. He did go rail first. Mm-hmm. He did go rail first. And he came out good. He's fine now.
Came out perfect.
He'll probably go 3 rails for position on the 8. Natural position here.
I think he's just going to just come off the rail a little bit and play it in the lower left. But I like your shot. Because you can take a full stroke at it and you're in good shape, but you're running across.
He liked your shot. A lot of it, is the angle they have, which we can't see as well from up here.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, it's little shots like that. We don't see the intricacies involved in the shot, which is angle.
And a lot of times players have a choice, and they just opt to shoot what they feel comfortable with at the time.
Now, see,
Many
I think he
shots
shoots a 10 in the same pocket.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Many shots you've got more than one way to go for position.
Definitely, and it's all in your preference of English that you want to use, the speed control you have. It's all individual skills.
It's like Jimmy Rimpey once said. He said, it's not so much the choice of the shot, it's all about the execution of the shot you choose.
I'll agree with that, but choice of shots is key in some games like one pocket, even in 10 ball. And sometimes when you have two shots and they both lead to the same path.
Yeah, I think he was referring to patterns in 9 ball.
Correct.
And meaning that there's more than one way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost doesn't, he was saying it almost doesn't matter which way you choose as long as you execute the shot properly.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody played pool like Buddy Hall.
Right.
That guy played the best patterns I ever saw.
Mm-hmm. I think you'll find a lot of people who agree with that. So basically you're saying that the means to an end is not important. It's just the end product that matters. The result. Okay.
Yeah, if you can get that result, you've done well.
That's what goes on the scoreboard. In both pool, golf, and everything is that scoreboard's all important.
I think, the 3 will go. Look at this break. How many balls did he make there? 3 balls?
As soon as John clears out, I'll be able to count the balls on the table. There's 4, 7, 3 balls. You count fast, Jay.
I don't know what he's going to do with the. I don't think the 1 will pass
No.
the 4. He could conceivably play the billiard from the 1 to the 4. He could bank the 1. He can definitely make this bank. It's
draw back for shape on
and
the
then
3.
he could play safe and put the cue ball. He could lock that cue ball up behind the 4.
Yeah, he's not worried about the 3 ball or shape on the 3. He's worried about what to do with this 1 ball. I think he'll bank it. I think he'll just go for it and bank it. But they're tied at 5.
Well, if he banks it, he's got to draw that cue ball around to get it. Yeah, see, that's what he's looking at. He's
actually,
he looked at the billiard just
it.
now. It's if he could make that billiard softly, he's going to leave himself a shot.
That's too far away.
See,
it's too delicate.
You see,
I think he'll bank it with left English and go 2 rails for shape on a 3.
Even on these 7
nope,
foot.
He's going for the billiard. Yeah. He's going your route or the safety, one or the other.
See, even on 7 foot tables, George, what I wanted to say is that there's challenging situations that come up, like this one, and like the one that Skyler was faced last game on the 5 ball.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the greatest player in North America, and he's challenged right now. You can see him. He's just kind of slumped over the table, staring at it.
Well, I wouldn't call it slumped. I'm going to call that a thinking posture because he's got 2 choices. Go for it, play safe. He's got 3 choices. Go for it, play safe, or try to going for it involves the carom. So he goes for it, and he gives it up. He could give up. It could be the match on this shot. He went with a safety.
And not a very good one, really. I mean, he wanted to put the cue ball behind the 4.
Oh, of course.
That didn't work. That did not work.
He's behind the 4.
No, I don't think so. You know what? He's got him just by the edge.
Just a little bit.
Skyler can hit it.
On the overhead monitor, it looks like he can hit it. On the if you were directly behind the 1 ball at that first diamond, he's behind the 4. See, there,
exactly.
Perfect camera.
Yeah,
wow.
It looks like on one of the cameras, it looks like you can see the whole ball, but now you can see he's partially hooked. He can jump over this ball because he's only got to jump the edge of the 4.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got to get a little elevation because he's close to the 4.
You think he's playing this 10 ball, so he's going to draw the ball off the 1?
Why not call it?
Yes.
Why not call it?
It
doesn't hurt to call it.
Doesn't hurt. He's not calling the 1 ball. He has no pocket for it. Wouldn't this would be a fantastic shot if he executes this? He's going to elevate very high.
Well, he's going to hit the 1, but after that, anything can happen. Wow. He made a nice hit on that 10 ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's smiling. He says, I almost made that ball.
I think he's disappointed he didn't. He hit it so good. Did it double kiss? I thought it did.
No.
No? Okay.
It just slid over there.
Okay.
Well, Shane will play the 1 into the 8.
He's got to avoid the 4 ball. He just might play that 3-6 right into the 10. After the 8 ball.
I don't think that's the route he's going to choose. He'd only do that if he had to.
Well, not anymore. He's going for the run out now. Because he got perfect position on the 3-ball in case.
Yeah, just in case the one fell in, which it did. Because he wasn't sure that one was going in.
I think he had a contingency plan.
Yeah. Well, now he could play the 6 into the 10.
I think he'll go for the run out. No, he's going to 6-10.
Why not?
He can't miss this ball.
Why not? By doing it this way, he didn't have to move the cue ball around very much.
Otherwise, he'd draw all the way back.
For the lead.
And his decision to play that safety on that 1 ball instead of banking it or playing the carom on the 4 won him that game. So see, choice of shots matters.
Yeah, it wasn't his best safety, but it was good enough.
Correct.
He almost lost the game there because Skyler pulled off a really good jump shot.
Well, that's another one of the intangibles. In golf, your opponent can't do anything to hurt you. In pool, they sure can. If they're out of the chair, if you let them out of that chair, they can hurt you. They can beat you. Keep them in the chair, they can't beat you in the chair.
I always say that. When I see guys getting safety battles where they have a chance to run out, I think, wow, why do you want to let your opponent come back to the table? If you got a chance to run out, go ahead and complete that rack.
Well, Skyler's breaking the balls. See if he's consistent as he has been.
They've both broken pretty good in this match.
This time his ball. Cue ball's gone.
Look at this. Look at this. He made 5 balls on the break.
Shane's taking a 2-game lead here.
Actually, he made 6 balls on the break, counting the cue ball.
Shane's saying, make some more. I get ball in hand. I don't care what's left on the table as long as there's not too many.
Meanwhile, that was Skyler's best break of the match. And
how's that for dejection?
And he gets to hand it to Shane.
He just sits there and puts his hand on his face and says, God, what did I just do? That was my break. Now I'm down 2 games. Straight across. No, he came down for it. Okay.
Yeah. I like the clarity of these cameras. When they close on the balls, you can see everything very clearly.
This camera crew, John down there and Tim are doing a fantastic job.
And where our producer Vince is, he's doing all that switching for us, so he knows what's going on. I'm like you. I can't say enough about this crew. I'm really enjoying this gig.
Well, it's all new to me, and it looks fantastic. I'm used to stationary cameras. Nobody else in the booth with me. Just
one camera streams, right? One camera streams. I've done some of them.
No, a lot of them have been actually with the ones I've done with CSI in Arizona have been 3 cameras.
This is the view you get on a one camera screen, just like this.
Now we have
static view.
Yeah, we have a nice overhead. We have the left side and the right side of the table, and then the guys will focus in on the shot. You know, there's just so much that they're doing that just makes it so much easier. Like that, right there, beautifully worked.
This is a high level production. Let me tell you.
Like you said, the weak link, the commentators.
Hey, that was a joke, George. Come on.
Oh, I took it serious. Jeez. What was that show? You are the weakest link.
Yeah, right.
And you're off the show. Bye.
Yeah. Ooh. What happened?
Well, ouch. Oops. I wonder if everybody heard that.
He way overcut that ball. He didn't.
We got a little loud.
It.
Well, there's mistake number 2 for Mr. Van Boening.
Challenging shot here for Skyler. Not the easiest shot, but I kind of like him. He's going to have a lot of confidence now. Oh, wow.
And you called it challenging shot.
Ugh. Well,
those shots
I also
aren't
said
easy.
I thought.
Those shots
you know
aren't
what?
easy.
He kind of rushed it. He should have gone over there and taken a look at it.
They're going to take a little break
right now.
Yeah, you miss shots like that, you're going to want to break.
Shane's the one taking a break.
you
know what? This is smart because Shane's got a tough shot too. He wants to go relax. Sometimes, when you ever notice when your opponent plays bad, sometimes you play bad too.
Well, the smart thing about this is that he took a break after his error and his opponent's error, letting his opponent dwell on his error.
Well, Shane's back at the table. He's eyeballing this shot. Now he's going back to sit down. We're waiting for Skyler to come back in the arena.
Well, we took that break. I ran down a few tables. And Rodney's leading John Moore 6-3 in a race to 10. But John was at the table, so.
You know, Rodney's on a high right now. He just got elected into the Hall of Fame, so he's feeling pretty good. Here we go.
And he's been playing very well. He's been playing very well.
All right, let's see what Shane can do. This shot is at least as tough as the one Skyler missed.
It is almost exactly the same shot Skyler missed.
Just the opposite, going the opposite way.
Same rail.
But notice the time Shane's taking. He didn't rush it.
Shot down the rail.
I think this break is good for Shane. And it was. He hit it right in the center of the pocket. 2-game lead. Big turnaround there. Big turnaround.
Opportunity lost by Skyler. You rarely see Shane miss anything like what he missed the first time. That 10 ball that he missed, unexpected.
I'm going to tell you something, George. All the years I've been watching great pool players, every one of them will miss an easy shot once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lack of it's a loss of concentration momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know Shane's not supposed to miss that shot. In fact, he probably bet he could make it 10 out of 10, or maybe 50 out of 50.
I don't know if I'd ever bet I could make anything 50 out of 50. I'm not sure Shane would either.
That shot, maybe. But anyway, we saw what happened.
Right.
He just didn't get focused properly.
Extremely fortunate to come back and win that game after missing that first 10 ball.
Great break shot here by Shane. You know what? In this situation, I think he will bank the one.
No, he'll cut it straight in.
Does he have an angle to cut it? Maybe he does. On the overhead, it looks like it's too severe an angle. You know, he banks real good, though.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Again, it's a choice. Which does he feel?
I look at shots like this, and I sit there and say to myself, what would I do? And I would cut it. And, I mean, their skills are at a higher level than mine, so.
Well, he took his time. He had to decide.
Yep. And his angle for banking is not really there. And you were right, and I was wrong.
It's not a matter of right and wrong. It was what Shane decided to do.
Right.
And all I know is he banks really good. And, again, he had to feel comfortable with that shot. As you can see, the problem he's got is that 6 ball up near the side pocket.
I wonder if he'll just kind of draw the ball right up there.
He'd like to hit that 8 ball, right? He'd like to break that. If he hits the 8, he breaks the 6 out.
Yeah, he's got to hit with perfect speed, though, just like that.
See?
Look at that.
I'm a good coach.
That's what I was looking at. Just not quite that hard. But he couldn't hit softer because he's risking getting behind the 8.
Well, the good thing is he was going up in direction of position for the 5. He had to thread the needle with the cue ball there between the 8 and 9, and he did it very adroitly.
Adroitly? I'm going to look that one up.
Adroitly.
Okay.
That means you did it well.
Awesome.
Okay.
Learned a new word.
You don't have to look that up.
I know.
I'll tell you.
That's why I have my iPhone and my iPad to look things like that up right away.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, the missed 10-ball opportunity by Skyler has turned into a 3-game deficit when he could have been ahead a game.
Correct. That's how important it is. I call it justice. If you make a mistake, you lose that game and the next one.
There's Billy Thorpe.
Yep.
Made that great comeback last night against Thorsten Holman.
Yep.
Billy, only 19 years old. A rising star in the pool world.
Kentucky?
Yeah.
Is he a bank pool champ?
He does play good
Ohio?
bank pool. Yeah. No, he's from.
I was just corrected. Dayton, Ohio.
He's from Dayton. How could I forget that?
See, that's what's great about having somebody that knows all these guys. And Vincent over there just corrected us and said, "Here, guys, Ohio." Shane continues to stare down his opponent.
Listen,
I try not to watch my opponent when
look,
I play.
Shane's had a tough year. He's only won that one tournament back in January, the Derby City 9-ball. This is not a good year for Shane. He wants to get some victories. And you know what? He's not guaranteed the Moscone Cup yet. He needs some points. Look at this. Skyler scratched on the break.
Wow. The wheels are coming off for Skyler.
Yeah. A win now would move Shane into the top 3.
And look at his body language says, my wheels just came off, guys. I'm sorry, you were saying?
Well, I'm saying Shane does not want to have to be a captain's pick for the Moscone Cup. He wants to earn that spot.
Yeah.
And right now he is not in the top 3.
Wow.
But a win in this tournament, I think, would give him enough points.
Does Rodney still lead that charge?
Yeah, I think Rodney's on top.
Good. That's a testament to is what he's playing right now. He's playing very well.
There's some pretty good points on the line in both these tournaments, this 10-ball and then the 8-ball, which follows. Shane's got a slide-up table for that 3, and he wants to avoid the 4 and the 7.
I think he'll just draw it.
Draw between the 4 and the 8.
Correct.
That's
Just barely missed the 4.
Very good call, George. You've played this game before.
Once or twice. I just don't play it as well. They execute a little better than I do. A lot better than I do, okay?
Well, that's why they're there and we're here.
That's correct. You know, the thing about it is, you can do all the same things. They just do it better and more often.
More consistent.
More consistent.
That's what I've done. There's a lot of good players that can run out, but it's the guys that can run out over and over again consistently.
And when you're in the moment, you can see yourself doing it exactly the same way.
Well, good players make it look easy.
Mm-hmm.
Shane fell a little short there. He'd like to have been up closer to the 8-ball.
He wants to avoid nipping that 7-ball. I think he'll go all the way around and play the 7 in the corner.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Well, he didn't get there, I don't think.
Yes,
well, he fell a little short.
A little short. He got to where Bert Kenister would say, the middle of the table.
He got to
the middle of the table. You got 70% of the shots licked.
He got to the 50-yard line on this shot.
This shot for
he
a
wanted that cue ball
player.
to go about a foot farther at least.
Yeah. Make it easier. He'll cut this in. I think he'll cut it with ease.
He did.
Mm-hmm. Come straight over.
You see, that is a shot that makes the difference between him and us. He shot that right in, and you and I may not make that ball.
Mm-hmm.
No, you might make it.
I'm not. I'm just going. I'm just thinking.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I will say though, those I feel I handled rather well. Shots down the rail like that, I kind of like. That's why I thought he'd have no problem with it.
Because you like it.
This is the same shot he missed a little bit ago.
Yeah, exactly.
This is only to the opposite pocket.
Yeah,
this is the same shot he missed.
You notice he went around and looked at this one.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look at the last one.
He's taking his time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is exactly the same shot he missed.
He didn't miss that time.
No, he didn't.
He's on the hill. What a tournament events was when Skyler missed that 10-ball. He had a golden opportunity.
Shane missed that same shot. Skyler missed the comeback. Shane made the comeback. And 4 games later,
and
Shane's breaking for the match.
And here we are.
Wow. Nice play.
Skyler let it slip away.
Well, we've got some other matches going on right now, but you're enjoying a good one right here. Unless, of course, you're betting on Skyler, because you're not going to enjoy that too much. You got a flat tire somewhere in the 6th and 7th game.
11th game was 5-5.
Yeah, it was the 11th game.
Billy Thorpe looking on. He's scouting out the opposition, believe me.
And Shane's thinking break and run. Close it out right here. Don't let him get off. I don't want him back at the table.
I'll tell you what, if Billy's here watching this, he must have won
out.
his match on the loser's side.
He's out.
Yeah.
4-ball can be tricky, but that's the only... Going from the 2 to the 4 is the only thing I see that,
Where's the 2? I think
2 balls in the jaws
of the pocket.
in the pocket.
It's in the pocket. I didn't even see it.
I
It's
think
hiding.
in your way. Yeah.
It's hiding.
Mm-hmm.
It's the color, same color as the cloth. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but I've lost the 6-ball on the table before on a green cloth and skipped it. I've gone from the 5 to the 7. I said, oops.
I'm laughing hard because I've sometimes taken ball in hand and shot at the wrong ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get lost on the table sometimes, so I can see where you lost the 2-ball.
Well,
Not a problem.
I'll tell you what's most embarrassing is when you take ball in hand and miss.
Oh, yeah,
and
that
you know
too.
what? I've seen the best players in the world do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some good players do that.
Shane's
very
taking his
often.
time here because he
knows.
doesn't have the 4's in a tough spot there.
Well, I said going from the 2 to the 4 is the key to the track, and it's not. Otherwise, it's a roadmap. But
he's not rushing it. That's for sure. That's where he wants to be. So where his cue is, he wants the cue ball to be on that line.
Correct. Perfect.
But he's thinking, how do I get there?
Well, because if he shoots the 2-ball from where he's at now, for instance, the line from the 2-ball to shape on the 4, there's a side pocket there, but I think the 9-ball has it covered, so he can't scratch.
He'd like to draw all the way up the table if he could.
No,
but
he's just going to
not.
come over.
Let's see.
He got behind. Oh, I was going to say he got
okay.
behind the 5. Now,
he's going to try to send the cue ball probably between the 5 and the 10. Let's see.
well, he's got a very small landing area. He's got to land it right at the 9 and the 6 come into play. So he has to solve that puzzle.
Well, let's see what he does. Let's see how he does it.
Looks like he's going rail first.
Yeah, I think so.
And break the 9? No, he's going to take the angle.
Taking a long shot.
Yep, he's going to take the angle shot. The same shot we just talked about, down the rail.
Yeah, he knew he could get the right line going this way, but he's accepted the distance. Here it is. This is for the match right here, this shot. If he makes this shot, this match is over.
Good call. Total agreement.
He stood up on it again. I don't know why he wouldn't just hit it flat and let the cue ball bump the 9, but he's not doing it that way.
They don't like to bump balls right here.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Look at this. Came out perfect. He's okay.
Kind of like to hit it.
Yeah, perfect. He can hit the 6. He can play shape over to the side and put the 6 down in the end. He knows he's there now. He knows he's there. He's got.
I think Skyler knows he's there too. Or is he?
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. I thought he might come off and get behind the 9. He's perfect.
I'll tell you what. There's a guy that closes out matches as good as anyone.
His speed is perfect so far.
Skyler knows the only thing he's going to do now is shake hands.
Yes, and he doesn't like that part of it. He doesn't mind shaking hands, but he wants to be on the other side. He's not going to let Shane shoot this.
He grabbed his cue. Okay, we got a winner, folks.
Great
All right,
match.
We're going to take a break here. We'll be back. Our next match is at 12:30.
Perfect. See you then.